So, my name is Brian Roberts, author of the High Intensity Diet, and we're here in Strong and Shapely Gym in East Rutherford, New Jersey, where we're going to go through a series of 4 different exercises. And the 2 people to my left here are the ones that are going to be helping me out with those exercises.
What's up? My name's Alissa.
What's up? My name's Matt.
So let's get started. So the first exercise we're going to be doing today is the machine shoulder press. Now, when starting this exercise, it's imperative that you have your back firmly placed against the seat and that you place your hands shoulder width apart on the bars. You're going to be lifting the weight up for 3 seconds, holding it for 2 seconds, and then bringing it back down again for 5 seconds. The reason for this is to work all of the different fibers in your muscle and getting them acclimated to the exercise and to the intensity that you're going to be exerting on them shortly after this first set is completed. So again, you're going to be bringing it up for 3 seconds. You're going to be holding it in a static position for 2 and then bringing it back down for 5 seconds. Now, when you're lifting the weight for 3 seconds upward, holding the weight for 2 seconds down and then bringing it back down again for those 5 seconds, it's also imperative that you flex the muscles that you are working. Meaning that when you reach the static position, when you hold the weight for 2 seconds, you have to really exert the force almost as if you're trying to crush something in between those muscles, if you observe. This exercise is going to be the leg press. And the purpose of this is to work your entire lower extremity. But don't worry, this isn't going to turn you into the Incredible Hulk or anything like that. It's just going to help stimulate a greater fat burning effect in your body. Now, here's how we're going to start off. First, you're going to want to place your feet shoulder width apart, and then proceed to lift the weight up gently, and then bring it down for 5 seconds. And it's also important that you maintain quick, deep breathing when doing this. Otherwise, you'll experience a burnout faster than someone who holds their breath due to withholding oxygen from the muscles. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure your knees are just a few inches away from your chest. Most people make the mistake of keeping their knees too high up, or when they fully extend, they lock their joints. Both of these things can be very dangerous. So be mindful not to lock your joints and to bring your knees back about 2 to 3 inches off your chest. Make sure when doing this leg exercise for your final set, instead of doing the usual 8 repetitions as outlined in the other upper body exercises, go to 12. The purpose of this is because your leg muscles are much stronger and require a much greater stimulation than that of your upper body. This next exercise is the close grip supinated pull down. Supinated meaning your palms facing towards you. So once you have your hands proportionate to the bar and in the right place, making sure that they're even, you're going to want to sit down on the seat and have a slight arch in your back when doing this exercise. Now, as you remember, the same cadence as you've done for the past exercises is exactly what you're going to be doing for this one. Taking 3 seconds to bring the weight down. Holding for 2 seconds while keeping your elbows locked in to apply greater force to the muscles you're using in the back, and then taking 5 seconds to lift the weight back up again. You're going to want to do this, as with the other exercises, for 10 repetitions at a moderately light weight. For set number 2, you're going to want to do 8 repetitions at a medium to heavy weight, and then on your last set, you're going to want to be sure to go all out and use a full exertion and maximum intensity. So, take notice of the posture and the form. Again, the emphasis on the back and the posture, as well as the cadence and the time it takes to bring the weight down, and holding the bar in the locked position. This final exercise is the incline chest press. The purpose of this exercise, as well as all the other ones that you've seen thus far, are to work major muscle groups. This is going to help promote lean muscle growth, as well as accelerate the fat loss process in the fastest amount of time, while also limiting your amount of time in the gym. As with the other exercises, and as you know, first you're going to place your hands shoulder width apart on the bar. Then, while breathing, you're going to bring the weight upwards for 3 seconds, holding it in a static position for 2, and then bringing it down for 5 seconds. The purpose of this, again, let me reiterate, is to work your muscles much harder, much faster, and more efficiently than conventional exercise wisdom often advocates. So, again, just so you see, 3 seconds, and then a 2-second hold, and then 5 seconds down. And another note, when doing this exercise, be sure to clench your chest muscles, almost as if you're trying to crush something in between your pec muscles.